Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Unemployed to Unstoppable. We're just about to approach the fourth season in charge of Budafok in Hungary. Last season we managed to stay in the division against all odds. We should have been fighting relegation, but we ended up doing it quite comfortably. This might be the last rebuild, so join us as we try and make a competitive stand for the top four positions of the league. And welcome back. So as you can see, this is the current squad we've got to play with. It's looking quite inflated. I've put some of the youngsters in there, some of the players in there just to bolster it. Got a couple players in on loan. So Elliot Embleton and Oliver Casey have come in on loan just to see what they look like as contracts coming up for expiration. We're going to do things slightly different this season in terms of the transfers. I've always kind of gone for players at a current ability that is similar to what we've got and then a higher potential rating. However, I think on this occasion we're going to use the scouts a little bit better in terms of what rating that player is, so whether they're good enough for the first or second division, etc. We'll have a play about with the squad planner. I'll go and refresh this in a minute after we've got to the end of the contracts for the players. Once we get to the 1st of July, out of contract players will leave, loan players will leave, and we're left with what's actually the squad we've got to play with. I have had a look through the current scouts that we've got, so the scouting centre has brought some players to have a look at. I've been through some of these, as you can see at the top of there, players like Tokmak Nguyen. And what we're looking for when I say about what ability the scouts say, usually up here it'll tell you whether they're a suitable player for the first division or the second division. Not always, but usually. So there you go, a good Division 2 player might be a good Division 1 player with if he realises his potential. So on that occasion I wouldn't really want to sign Antich because he's only a good Division 2 player, and what we're looking for is recruiting a number of players that are already at Division 1 standard, because as we saw last season we only had 3, one of them was in on loan, and we really struggled towards the end of the season. So the first lot that came through, I have put in some bids. So the ones that are on a free contract, essentially, we could snap up for free. The ones I've currently put bids in for is Stefan Milosevic as a centre forward. He's a target forward. Again, he's not a terrible player. Decent Division 1, miles better than Jurgens. Lots of career goals, very consistent performer, so he's one that we could definitely do with snapping up. Francisco Aranciabia, again he's a Chilean winger. Again, when we look at the report, good Division 1 player, not likely to improve, but he's free, and he's already a half star ahead of where Halmai and Horvath are, so another massive improvement. Then Aaron Kasongvai, again he comes in as a centre midfielder, decent Division 1, could be a leading Division 1 player, so again to bolster that midfield area, because he's on a free transfer, we'll chance our arm and put in a bid. And then the last one, who doesn't quite fit in the category of being a good Division 1 player, which I know I'm breaking my own rules here, however he does come in a position at goalkeeper where Mergel's not going to get a new contract, Gundel Takacs does not want to be a rotation player or a backup goalkeeper, so he probably won't sign a contract. So he's going to put in a bid for Carlo Sentic, essentially to be that backup goalkeeper, and we'll still keep our eye out for a first team goalkeeper. So with all them kind of players on the hook and online, I'll start clicking through to get to the 1st of July. We'll look at everything that happens along the way. I'll keep an eye out on other players that pop up through the scouting system, and I'll update you as and when players either sign or when we find someone else who might put in a bid for, to see if we can strengthen it up. Once we get to the 1st of July, we'll then revisit the squad planner just to refine any areas that we still need to improve on. And then hopefully when we hit the start of the season, we'll be able to go from 400 to 1 odds for the league to something a bit more realistic. So stay tuned, and I'll see you shortly. And here we go. So first sign in, Aaron Kasongvai, midfielder. He's agreed to join us on a free transfer, so we'll accept that one. And you can also see above Santic, who's going to be our new reserve goalkeeper. He has also agreed to sign. So promising start to the transfer window, but that's only 2 in. We've still got some players to let go, some wage budgets to settle with, and then see what else we can recruit to strengthen us for the season. So a good start, but a long way to go. We've got our third signing come through, so Francisco Arancibia. He comes in as a new winger, end the contract agreement. So that's 3 free transfers we managed to snap up, all at Division 1 standard players. So straight away that's 3, well, it's a quarter of a team really that we've managed to improve on. So we'll keep going, we'll keep looking, we'll see what else we can do to strengthen this up. But by the time we get to looking at the squad planner, we should be in a fairly good position. Some noteworthy news coming in is Kovacs. David Kovacs has retired. So our striker that led the line so well in Division 2 got us to where we are today after 13 years and 365 appearances with 132 goals. He's retired. So big thank you for David Kovacs. His legacy will be left behind. Hopefully we've got Jurgens who can take over from him up top, and if he can get anywhere near the level Kovacs was when we first took over, he'll be a fantastic player. So big thanks to Kovacs, wish him well on his retirement, and long may the success of Budafok continue. Another signing, so they're coming quick and fast now. Marius Corbu, we've managed to bring in on a free transfer, another attacking left midfielder, already at a Division 1 ability, so we'll accept that one and we'll chalk that up as another success. So just to update you, the new season's ticked over, so as you can see the league table's reset and we're back to the top on alphabetical order. What that means in terms of the preview then is we're currently at 150 to 1, which is much better than we were at the 450 to 1 last season, so we're not tipped for relegation anymore. We're still some way off challenging for them top 4 slots though, so we'll carry on doing some business in the transfer window. We're not too far away now from the 1st of July. We'll see how that shapes the squad and what our weak areas have been. We have got a bid in for a goalkeeper and a centre half on the go for some free transfers, both Division 1 standard, so hopefully if we can get them over the line, that'll put us in really good stead. It's really starting to shape up nicely for what could be the last season in charge of Budafok. And there we go, so we've just got a goalkeeper come over the line, 30 years old, Bence Varga. Again, huge upgrade on the goalkeeper we've currently got, so that should be massive. If we do lose our goalkeepers, which neither of them want a new contract, we've already got a ready-made replacement and a reserve keeper as well. So that position already looking like it's been sorted out, and hopefully by the time we get to this planner, we'll be only looking for 1 or 2 positions just to finish off the transfer window. The last of the contracts due renewal, Oliver Horvath and Gundul Takacs. With the signings we made on the wing, I don't see any point in really renewing Horvath's contract. Umin and Arin, looking at the squad we've got, or even the squad planner within that position on the left hand side, we've got a few new players to come in. Pat's going to go. But yeah, I really can't see any value in keeping Horvath around. We're probably not going to recoup much transfer fee for him, so I think the best thing to do for both of them is to set them for release, and we can reinvigorate the wage budget. Gundul Takacs was a good player, but again, not up to the standard of what we need moving forward. So we'll let him go, we'll rebuild, and then we'll use that wage budget to strengthen other departments. Another signing about to be finalised, this time a centre-back, Youn Zahari, the Comoran. Again, comes in as Division 1 standard player, will slip straight into the first team strengtheners, experienced international, so another key area at centre-half, strengthened. So that's a goalkeeper, a centre-half, some wingers, and midfielder. Really excited about what this transfer window is going to mean for Budafok, because I think we've already strengthened massively, and that'll be the 7th signing of a Division 1 class player. So I'm looking at what we can do next season, and that 4th position is really looking achievable. And there we go, so the 30th of June, and we have let 10 players go. So Oliver Horvath, Satmari, Ola, Hogozi, Gundul Takacs, Kalmar, Mergel, Nagy, Dobos and Shidarek Sheremne have now officially left the club. That leaves us with only 5 players who've got to have a renewal in the next year, of which some of them are already looking like they might not make the cut, but we'll see. And then a number of staff positions that'll be up for grabs. So one more day to go and we'll see the players come in. A number of players have come back from loan. All 3 of them have been released, so it's not really any concern to us. And there we go, so we've hit the 1st of July, so the 6 or 7 signings we've got, the one missing off this sheet, have all come in. So we've got a central midfielder at 3.5 star, a reserve goalkeeper at 3 star, a 24-year-old winger 3.5 star, another 29-year-old winger at 4 star, first choice goalkeeper at 3 star, and a centre half at 3.5 star. So really excited to see how that's going to affect the planner. So we'll just give them a quick auto number of the squad numbers. I'll go through, I'll sort out the planner, I'll fail it for all the players that have gone. The other thing that's happened in terms of the squad is the loan players have gone. So Sabo, the centre half's gone. Our other centre midfielder's gone. So we're going to have to look at the loan market to bolster whatever we've got when we go through the squad planner. But I'm hoping we're going to be fairly set. I still think we need a good centre forward. I don't think we've got anything on the cards. So yeah, no transfers on their way in. So that's going to be the main area we look to strengthen. If we can't do it with a transfer, we'll do it with a loan. We're currently £1,000 per week over our wage budget, so we need to settle that as well. That should be fairly straightforward, and then we'll see where we are. So join me very shortly for the squad planner, and we'll see if there's anything else we need to do to strengthen this squad. Welcome back. So going through the squad planner now, then we've got a first and second choice goalkeeper, first and second choice left back, first and second choice right back, which is all looking pretty strong. We've got 5 centre halves, including our youngster that came through the youth system, all at a fairly good spread. So obviously Zahari's the top player of them, Zexardi falling up behind. Then we've got some 5 midfielders to play across them 3 positions, which are all looking. So Bertie Boxai, he's still the best. And then our wingers we've strengthened. And actually what's surprising to see is that Arancibia and Corbu are both rated as better than Adam Pinto. So if Pinto was our best player out there, what have we just bought ourselves now? We could be in for an absolute rocket ride. And then up front, we've really got Jurgens and Spence Gretzky, I don't really think is going to get much game time at all. That's probably the area we need to strengthen. So a little bit more work to do. In terms of the scouting budget, we'll just settle the wages down. We want more wages than we want anything else. So nothing left in the transfer budget. So we're going to be looking in the loan market. We're going to have to find somebody or let a player go somewhere. So not ideal because we still need another player. But I actually think that the squad we've managed to form there is actually a pretty handy squad. So I'll get through, I'll see what's available on the loan market, I'll put in some offers, see what we can do. We've got quite a few positions we could fill with loan, either as backup players or as first teamers to strengthen. Probably like a left back, maybe a centre half and a squad player in midfield. But yeah, outside of that, and a really good thumping centre forward, I think we're in pretty good shape. Well, ladies and gents, the transfer window has been concluded. We didn't bring any more additional players in. We're sitting at a squad size of 22, and the squad planner is looking reasonably good. So 2 solid goalkeepers, 1 solid left back with a semi-okay reserve. If anywhere, I would say that's probably the weak area we've got. 5 solid centre halves. I mean, Zahari obviously the pick of the bunch. Zexardi's still got a little bit of development left in him. Right back, again, they're both pretty solid. Simic's got room to grow, as does Nagy. Midfield 3 of Boxai, Kasonka and Kasongvai, with Kovacs and Vey backing them up. So between them 3 positions, we've got 5 good players that can play within there. Might need to move that position around as and when injuries pick up in the mid-season. On the right, we've got Arancibia as the new right winger with Corbu and then Pinter. Then on the left, we've got Corbu, Arancibia, Halmadi and Pinter. Then up front, we've only really got Ollie Jurgens. He has ticked up a notch in his development. When I find his report, he is now a decent Division 1 player, so he's ticked up that one more in terms of his attributes. He started to score goals, so in the friendlies you can see he started 3, he scored 3, or scored 4. He didn't start that last game, so he's on a rich vein of form. We're putting our faith in him. I did look at loaning in some players. As it currently stands, nobody wants to come to us on loan without a fee or a wage, which we can't really do at the minute. We've only got £86 left in the wage budget. So if something comes up towards the end of the transfer window, we might jump on it just to flesh out the squad a little bit. We could do with 3 more players just to hit that kind of magic 25 number. But if not, it's not the end of the world. I don't think that's changed us in terms of the preview. We're still 150 to 1. Still expect to come third bottom. I don't think that's updated yet, but we'll see as the season goes on. But we are ready to get into the first game of the season. So here we go. Supporters' expectation is a draw, as is the board. I think we can do slightly better than that, especially if we get a full team out. Again, homegrown players. We've got a few youngsters coming through. We're constantly getting updates on who would be good signings. Another 48 to go through there. I won't go through it now. I'll go through it after the game. Corbu's just got back from injury. Jurgen's just recovered from injury as well. So just in time for the first game of the season as we come up against Győr. So I'll get us ready for that, and then I'll see you just before kickoff. So a quick run through the starting lineup. We've got Sentic in goals making his debut. We've got a back four of Bardos, Toth, Zahari and Simmer. Zahari all making his debut. Midfield three of Boksai, Kasonka and Kasongvai. Kasongvai on a debut, and then a front three of Pinter, Jurgens and Corbu. Corbu just back. He's not even played any friendlies for us yet, so he's lacking a bit of match fitness. We'll get him on there to build some fitness. Hopefully he'll see out the game, but if not, we've got plenty of players on the bench. As usual, we'll get through all the pre-match niceties. Let's see if we can kick off the season with a win, unlike last season where we played Ujpest and fell to a 1-0 victory on the opening day of the season. This time I'm hoping we can maybe get off with 3 points from the word go, as it looks like we've given away a really early penalty. It's going to VAR. Normally these are penalties anyway. I've never seen one turned down. Somebody let me know in the comments if it does actually happen, because I've not seen it yet. So not the start we're looking for. Győr taking the lead from the penalty spot. Bit of lax defending. Really shouldn't miss from a penalty. I know Kovacs did towards the end of the last season on camera, but you shouldn't really be missing them. As Toth clears the ball from the back, and we hopefully get a chance to break Jurgens down the centre. Struck from range, but not quite hitting the target. But promising nonetheless to see us getting a chance up the other end. Again, we're not predicted to pull up any trees in the division. We're still not Division 1 players across the park, although we have got quite a lot of high standard players now. I think Corbu, Jurgens, Pinter, Boksai, Kasongvai, Zahari and Sentic, all Division 1 players. So much better position than we were last season. As Bardos gets through down the left. Out to Corbu on his debut. It takes a deflection and it goes. So Corbu could be a new Boksai hero, a new Budafok hero in the making. Not Boksai, that's his name. Corbu edge of the box. Hits a shot. Unfortunately, it comes off the defender from the keeper's point of view and into the bottom corner. So back on level terms. Let's see if we can work the ball into the box a little bit more. Half time. 1-1. It's a good recovery. We just need to keep this going all the way up till the 90 minutes is up. Not really got a replacement for Jurgens. We can shuffle it about a little bit because one of the new wingers can play up front. Not Arancibia, but one of the other ones. He's not here at me. I think he's injured. But he can play up front, so that might be an option for us moving forward. We'll just shout a little bit of encouragement. It looks like Győr have got a chance down the right hand side unless we can win the ball back. Into Diarra. A good save from the keeper to keep it at 1-1. Get a chance to deliver from the corner. We'll make that sub. Corbu, who's not played many friendly games, he's just come back from a long-term injury and he'll take a bit of time to bed up his fitness. We will look what we can do with Jurgens. Put Halmai up there just for the last 15 minutes. Another corner for Győr. Initially cleared, but I don't like these ones that come to the edge of the box because invariably they end up in the back of the net. We've seen so many over the last 3 seasons where they just get recycled out and then someone smashes it home. But we've survived that little mini scare. One final push for the entire team, a bit of encouragement. We've got into the final 9 minutes. Pinter for Kovacs. Here we go. Arancibia down the left hand side. Another debutant. In it went. Kasonga gets a chance to recycle it to Kovacs, but that's a wild lash at the ball. Could have been his chance to make himself a fan favourite early on in the season. Just a couple of minutes to go. And a draw's not a bad result. An away draw on the first day of the season. always good to get points on the board early on. A couple good performances in the middle of the park. And yeah, so positives taken. Big deflection on the goal, I have to agree with that, but there we go. Second in the league after one game and no one else has played. We'll take that. Let us know what you think of the transfer window. I think it's probably been the best one we've done so far. I think that focus on players who are actually at the correct standard for the league is going to pay dividends as the season goes on. I'll still keep my eye out for one more loan signing. Certainly at centre forward if I can, just to bolster up the kind of depth up there. Maybe a midfielder. We'll see what we can do. And we'll keep an eye out for any kind of manager jobs that crop up. So until then, take care and I'll see you next time.